everyone. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025 at 1840. And today I figured I would see how I would do for the day 2 outlook. So that's what we will be looking at today. So tomorrow we have a moderate risk here for parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, and and Missouri too. Those are the moderate risk states. The enhanced risk goes from Texas through Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. So that is a slight enhanced risk area. Slight risk area here goes from Texas through Louisiana, through Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, a little bit of West Virginia there, Ohio, through Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, down to Arkansas and Oklahoma. And our marginal risk here goes from Texas through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, a little bit of Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York State, Michigan, Wisconsin, a little bit of Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So that is tomorrow's outlook, not today, tomorrow. So moving on to the tornado threat for tomorrow, we have a 30% hatched here. Oh crap, I forgot to read the cities. Let's do that. So some cities that are in the risk areas tomorrow. We have Memphis, Evansville, Clarksville, Jackson, and Jonesboro under a moderate risk. Chicago, Dallas, Indianapolis, Columbus, and Fort Worth under an enhanced risk. Detroit, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Madison, and Akron under the slight risk. And Austin, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Pittsburgh, and Des Moines under the marginal risk. Now we can go ahead and deep dive and see what kind of risks we've got. We have a 30% hatch for parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, and it looks like Kentucky. State lines are a little bit hard to read when we have all these on the map. So that's the 30% hatched. 15% hatched, we have a 15% hatched for parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, a little bit of Tennessee, Kentucky, a little bit of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas. So those states do have that. 5% we have Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, a little bit of Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, a little bit of West Virginia, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma having the 5%. And the 2% does range from Texas through Louisiana, through Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York State, Michigan, a little bit of Ohio, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma do have the tornado risk for tomorrow. So, let's see what cities are impacted. We have Indianapolis, Memphis, Nashville, St. Louis, and Cincinnati under the significant severe. We have Memphis, Evansville, Clarksville, Jackson, and Jonesboro under the 30% hatched. Indianapolis, Nashville, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Louisville under the 15% hatched. Chicago, Detroit, Columbus, Milwaukee, and Cleveland under the 5%. And Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Pittsburgh, and Irving under the 2%. So I definitely will say 30% hatched. You could see EF3 plus tornado strength. So please be mindful. 15% hatched. You could see EF2 plus tornado strength. 5% you could see EF1 tornado strength, and 2% you could see EF0 to EF1 tornadoes possible. So please be mindful that is definitely a tornado threat tomorrow. Going on to damaging wind risk now. We will say, okay, anyway, we have a 30% hatched for parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, looks like Illinois, Ohio, and Michigan are under the 30% hatched. 15% hatched. We have parts of Arkansas, parts of, that wasn't me, that was the website itself. We have parts of Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, and a little bit of Ohio having that 15% hatched. Normal 15%, we have parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, parts of Iowa, and a little bit of Ohio there having that, as well as parts of Kentucky, Tennessee. So yes, and then the 5% we have, 5% we have Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, a little bit of Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York State, up into Michigan, Wisconsin, a little bit of Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, a little bit of Kansas, and Oklahoma. So yes, we do have that potential there. So some cities are included. We have Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, Columbus, and Memphis under the significant severe. Chicago, Indianapolis, Columbus, Memphis, and St. Louis under the 30% hatched. Dallas, Detroit, Fort Worth, Milwaukee, and Nashville under the 15%. And Austin, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Pittsburgh, and Des Moines under the 5%. So I definitely will say, for the 30% hatched, you could see 60 to 85 mile per hour wind gusts possible. 15% hatched, you could see 60 to 80 miles per hour wind gusts possible. Normal 15%, you could see 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts possible. And 5%, you could just see 60 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts possible. So please be mindful of that tomorrow. Going to the hail risk today, or not today, tomorrow, we have 30% hatched for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, a little bit of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Illinois, Kentucky, and Indiana having the 30% hatched. We do have a bit of a normal 30% for parts of Ohio, Kentucky, and a little bit of Indiana, but mostly, and Tennessee, but mostly under the hatched. 15% hatched, we have parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, over into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, having that 15% for the normal. We have a normal 15% for parts of Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, parts of Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, and Iowa under the 15%. And for the 5%, we have parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, looks like West Virginia has that, Ohio, even a little bit of Pennsylvania, and New York State has that, but mainly Michigan, Wisconsin, a little bit of Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma having that. So, the hail risk, let's see what cities are impacted. We have Chicago, Dallas, Indianapolis, Memphis, and Fort Worth under the significant severe. Dallas, Indianapolis, Memphis, Fort Worth, and Nashville under the 30% hatched. Chicago, Detroit, Columbus, Milwaukee, and Cleveland under the 15%. And Austin, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Des Moines, and Huntsville under the 5%. So for the 30% hatch, you could see 1 to 4 inch hail possible. 15% hatched, you could see 1 to 3.5 inch possible hail. 15% you could see 1 to 3 inch hail. And 5% you could see 1 to 2 inch hail. So please be mindful of wherever you are, you have a hail threat for tomorrow. Going to the summary for tomorrow. Numerous severe storms are likely Wednesday and Wednesday night across the southern Great Lakes, mid-Mississippi Valley, and North Texas into the Arklatex. Severe wind gusts, very large hail, and strong tornadoes are possible. So please be prepared for tomorrow. I would say take tonight to review your severe weather plans. There is tomorrow's hail risk. There is tomorrow's wind risk. There's tomorrow's tornado risk. And there's tomorrow's outlook. So I do really hope you stay weather aware and stay safe. This is my second attempt at making this video, because I've already tried to upload it 4 times already, and there was no audio. So I really do hope this upload has audio to it this time. And this is my first time doing a day 2 outlook, so I thought I would come on here and see how these perform. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow when... Oh, there's the website. It just reset. I did not do that. I will see you tomorrow for when this outlook becomes day 1. We'll go over it one more time. And yeah. So anyway, I hope you have a great night. Make sure you are getting prepared for your severe weather plans for tomorrow. Anyway, stay weather aware and watch the skies tomorrow. Stay safe.